delicately alight in the din of applause, on land where the earliest humans first saw the light of day. An Ethiopian Airlines crew, ever ready, ever proud to serve you. Come, walk with us in the footsteps of the ancestors of humankind.
To advertise with us, call our sales and marketing department on 011-5684-272. Terms and conditions apply.
Driving you into the future. Unleashing the sacred sounds of the motherland. Radio has never tasted this good. From this side of the hemisphere. Drive.
Hello. Здравствуйте. Ciao.
Shalom. Bonjour.
สวัสดี こんにちは
What's up, world? Good songs.
Day long.
It's number one.
Most awesome thing ever.
This is
One of the coolest stations in the world.
Roger. Frequency modulation engaged. Resume worldwide music stream in 3, 2, 1.
Hello. Здравствуйте. Ciao.
Shalom. Bonjour.
สวัสดี こんにちは
What's up, world? Good songs.
Day long.
It's number one.
Most awesome thing ever.
This is
One of the coolest stations in the world.
1873 FM.
I want to find out what it is that you have done for the people of Angola so far. I mean, you want to be the change that you want to see. So what change? Because we can sit here and talk about all the problems Angola has and all the problems Africa has.
I'm not just here to paint badly
Yes, of course.
our current government, but we also have summits. And one of them, talking politically, is that we want to give back, what we are calling citizenship back to them. What do I mean by that? What I mean is that in Angola, unfortunately, and I think this is a problem of most African countries, is like, if you are not a holder of a membership of the current party.
Concerning the inviting people to come to Angola, people are complaining concerning the visa. Put your passport in the embassy. Sometimes it takes 1 month or 2 months for you to get.
Well, if you just tuned into the 1873 FM, thank you for making the 1873 FM your channel of choice. It is Tinashe Mpasiri, and the show is the Santon Express morning show, and it is the Diplomatic Quarter. And this is your platform where as individuals we get to share knowledge, because it is through knowledge sharing that at the end of the day we can be able to address the biggest challenge of ignorance, particularly when it comes to issues that matter. And yesterday, a very interesting conversation that I had with the chairman of the 1873 network, that is Mr. Mutumwa Mawere, who joins us again this morning, particularly when you look at the role that media ought to play when it comes to projecting the story, when it comes to the aspect of knowledge sharing, when it comes to uprooting ignorance on international relations. Mr. Mawere, a wonderful morning to you, and I thank you for yet again joining us on the Diplomatic Quarter this morning.
Good morning. How are you?
Well, I'm very much excited, and because when I have these conversations with you, I get to also learn and better understand other issues that I was ignorant about. And this show, it's all about exposing my ignorance. It's all about exposing my ignorance on international relations and getting to have a better understanding of what international relations are when it comes to this aspect of building knowledge on issues that matter.
Yeah, so if you look at international relations, it assumes that the parties are separate. You have one country located in one geography and another country located outside the border. So countries don't have voices, they actually have people. So you need to be represented country where you have a relationship with, and your representatives are then the bridge to a better communication, a better relationship. So when you look at diplomatic quota, or the people who are involved in conveying messages and being the face of another country in another country, then they need also to be visible.
Yes.
You learn about their cultures through the people who represent them. The food they eat, even a thing like a cucumber or tomato or something else. When you have that vegetable,
yes,
there are different ways of cooking it.
Very true.
And so when you look at communication, that you may have people who know each other, but if nothing is shared in terms of their own experiences, you are unlikely to know them. So when you look at the number of countries that are represented, for instance, in South Africa, through their embassies or consulates, some countries are never mentioned in the media.
Absolutely, yeah.
So, in the minds of the public, those countries actually don't exist as friends of South Africa in South Africa. Embassies that do something, they get visibility, they get attention, and that is attention that strengthens the relationship between two countries. So when you look at journalism or media, and you're trying to find who is it that I can look to best communicate about the activities of South Africa's friends who are represented in South Africa,
yes,
you may find that information is not readily available, and the journalists who do that are few and far between.
Well, it's very interesting, Mr. Mawere, what you actually mentioned, that at the end of the day, there is that perception that if a particular embassy is not that visible in the media, it seems like it does not exist at all. And yet we find that at the end of the day, even those embassies that we think that don't exist, they actually have a role that a big role that they are playing towards building these communities that are more inclusive and ensuring that relations from their country and or rather I can say the relations between the people of that particular country and the people of the country of South Africa can actually be improved when such information is shared and is easily accessible.
That's right. So you find the training and of journalists and the board of journalism, and you want also to bridge people who are craftsmen and women to get to be relevant in society. Then you look at the role of these foreign partners who are represented here and what they actually do. You may find that they actually spend billions of rands in changing or solving problems. And when they spend that money, sometimes it's never reported, or the manner in which it is reported doesn't provoke, ignite, and inspire action. And if it's reported in a particular manner, you find that others may also want to showcase what they're doing, and recognition of what they do can then become democratized. So yesterday we at Pearson Institute talking about partnerships, and we introduced the issue of diplomacy and reporting, they were so excited that actually some of their students could benefit by investing their passion and their interest in learning and reporting about the diplomatic activities that take place. Because you find that with 365 days, and some of the embassies actually have a full-time staff and full-time activities that are aimed at deepening and broadening the relationship between their country and South Africa, and also deepening.
Hello? Okay, let's see if we can be able to reconnect with Mr. Mawere there. And as we continue with our conversation on the 1873 FM Santo Express morning show that is on the diplomatic quarter. And yes, this show is all about sharing knowledge. And why is it so important to share knowledge at the end of the day as individuals? When knowledge is shared, it means that individuals know better, and it also reduces ignorance amongst individuals in a particular community or in a particular setting. So let's try to quickly reconnect with Mr. Mawere, and we can be able to just wrap up the conversation. And if you are tuned in and you happen to be an individual who... Yes, Mr. Mawere, I'd lost you there for a bit, but before we got cut off, you were just reiterating how you went to Pearson, how they were excited in as far as this idea is concerned of broadening knowledge of international relations through training of journalists who can be able to project the story of the diplomatic community.
That's right. So when you look at for people who want to train in journalism, and obviously after training you need a job.
Absolutely.
And covering all these diplomats and the people who are represented here, it's actually a job on its own.
Mm-hmm.
Because every day there are functions, national days, they provide platforms for networking, for exchanging.
Hello? Okay, yeah, it seems like we've lost connectivity there, but we'll try to reconnect with Mr. Mawere, then we can be able to wrap up the conversation. But I do hope that if you are tuned in, if you are listening, you are also learning, and this knowledge that you are getting in as far as just the essence of international relations will also shift your thinking in as far as the role that these other individuals who represent other countries who happen to be in South Africa, the role that they play is critical in building a better future for all, and more importantly, realizing the promise of a better future for all. Mr. Mawere? Hello?
Hello, yeah.
Yes. I think I keep losing you because of the network.
All right.
And maybe, yes, I think we can be able just to wrap up the conversation for this morning. What would be your last words to our viewers, your last words to our listeners as we strive to build a bank of knowledge around international relations, the essence of international relations, or deepening and broadening international relations?
That knowledge is power, and investing in knowledge can reduce the divisions between people, can unite people around
Okay, and yes, I think we're still experiencing a few connectivity issues, but nonetheless, I think with Mr. Mawere's last words, that knowledge in itself is a power. Knowledge is the best investment that as individuals we can make, and it actually knowledge also has the best form of return as it reduces ignorance. And when people within a community are better informed, it means they can also act better. And when we act better as individuals, it means that the order that we desire, we can be able to attain it. And on that note, Mr. Mawere, thank you so much for your time. We definitely look forward to you sharing your insights, and more importantly, just you sharing your knowledge and experiences on the 1873 FM's platform. To the viewers, to the listeners, stay tuned for more on your favorite channel of choice, that is the 1873 FM. Your voice, your power, your voice on issues that matter. And one of those issues that matter is building knowledge around international relations, so that ignorance can be reduced. On that note, sounds of the 1873 United Artists with a track titled "Ready to Learn." I'm ready to learn I'm ready to learn and deepen my knowledge on international relations. I hope that you are also ready to learn.
Yeah, ooh, yeah, yeah. When we realized this, we all knew we were heading for something, someplace. Ooh, where minds have never